What is the Imperial News Network?
INN serves the Star Citizen community with up-to-the-minute news.
We bring the developers and events closer to the community.
And we love Star Citizen, whether we're flying with our team or with our supporters.
Imperial News Network works hard every week to bring the verse to you.
We are the community's #1 source for all things Star Citizen.
And we're glad to have you along for the ride.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inverse the Verse. Oh no, Inside the Verse. Whoa, Inverse. That's a creature that hasn't existed in a very long time.
It's been a while,
Welcome. I'm doing the intro this week because screw you, David. Hello, you recently deafened ones. Recovering slowly and painfully from last week's podcast. Welcome to Inside the Verse. Joining us today is Wangfat, who is the most recently deafened of us as he listened to it this morning. Also with us is Shiver, who managed to narrowly avoid the chaos of last week due to the untimely demise of his PC. Also, there's David, who literally forgot that I gave him all of the resources needed to stream the podcast. And I'm CCT, here to fix everything, as usual. Look how much better the podcast looks this week. Also, Dolvac is fired.
That's my job.
He died.
I was gonna come out with like an intro talking about some interesting month coincidences. Like, did you know that it has now been 42 months since the Kickstarter ended?
Oh, well, that's snazzy.
This is the 42nd month since the Kickstarter ended. Come on, does nobody else find that cool?
Cool.
No, it was inevitable at some point. Probably after the 41st one, I would have thought.
Well,
oh God. All right.
I'm sorry to piss on your chips.
Fired. Everyone's fired. Everyone on this stream is fired. Everyone watching it's fired. Everyone's fired.
We don't expect too many of you to be here this week because they're doing a Wing Commander stream in about 25 minutes. By all means,
What, they're
go
doing a
watch
Wing
that.
Command stream? Oh, screw.
Oh God, Shiver's frozen.
Funny thing is, I think he was joking, but
There we go, Shiver's back.
what?
Don't move.
All right, let's talk about the happenings. The Star Citizens. Hey, I was gone for a week. What happened?
Not much.
Cool. I like that.
You should probably listen to last week's podcast to find out what happened.
I really don't want to. I've listened to about 2 minutes of it, and oh God. He used an overlay that we have not used in like 8 months.
It's too bad because Splice Point was actually pretty good.
Well, he might have been. He might have been. But how would you know? You couldn't hear the podcast properly, David. Too distracted by the super old overlay.
I have no control. No control.
I gave you 2 weeks notice. It's going to be gone. Oh, no.
Okay,
right.
So.
All right.
You all know him. You should mostly know him. No one knows him.
Hi, Wangfat.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
So you're one of INN's newer slaves?
Slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
What are you?
Press-ganged him.
What have I roped you into doing for INN?
Typing a lot. Yeah.
I'm hearing noises outside my room.
Oh, that's me.
I'm supposed to be here alone, so there's probably an axe murderer coming to kill me. So it's all good.
It's Vince.
Oh no.
But those are one and the same.
The axe murderer.
Those are one and the same.
Well, yeah, of course. So let's start actually talking Star Citizen. God.
Yes.
We had a monthly
2.3.1 went to live yesterday, or was it yesterday? Yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Okay.
It depends on your time zone.
It was yesterday. There was a monthly report, which, if you're lazy,
I haven't looked at it yet. It went up pretty late last night.
it did, but because INN are insane, well,
Not me.
no, not me either. But we've got some people that are insane. If you need it, there's a summary.
Oh, it went live? Cool.
Yeah, Stormy and the rest of the gang worked on that all night. So there is a summary of the monthly report. If you don't want to read the 30,000 word long summary
For
that
those
CIG
of you, for those of you listening to the recorded version of this podcast, it should be on INN's front page. So please go there. You will find it. Basically, what we do every month for the monthly report is we just take that monster of a document and condense it into a bite-sized portion, so you can catch up on all the stuff without getting into the real nitty-gritty. Although, if you like nitty-gritty, please go read the monthly report because it's awesome.
Seriously. Shiver, you summarized it for the base?
Not the monthly report. It wasn't
Not
out by the time I did.
Okay.
It wasn't out,
you
I don't think,
did
by that time.
the weekly news, right?
Yeah. I had nothing to do with the monthly report. It was already done by the time I woke up, so massive kudos and shout out to those few that did it.
Stormy, CS, I think Nakara did it. Don't know who else, but there were a bunch of people working on that. So in that case, let's get to what happened this week. Shiver, you did news on the base. Run us through any of the big.
Oh yeah, don't just throw me in it or anything like that. Let me pull up the dog. Someone do a dance. I love you guys. I absolutely love you guys. Okay. LA is working on what's going to be going into 2.4. We know that Nix and Levski will not be in it.
There will be two ships.
New hangar ready ship, new flight ready ship. The hangar ready is probably going to be the Reliant.
So what do you think is going to be flight?
Be the Starfarer, guys.
Yeah, I'm with Jake on that one.
I'd like it to be, but I don't want to get my hopes up.
I think it will.
It's gonna be the Starfarer.
I heard that when sometimes when the ships are hangar ready, people can modify the files and get them flying, and usually they don't really work that well.
Yeah.
When the Starfarer was in hangar, it worked really well from the get-go. Like you could fly it and it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So probably that's close.
Yeah. It sounds like they're basically just working on like damage states and stuff for the Starfarer now, because it should be flyable. Like it's basically ready, which is phenomenal. Yep. I hope they give it to everyone for like a few days again, so that everyone can try it out. Because they did that for in hangar, right? Everyone was able to go into their hangar and check it out for a few days.
Will they even need to, though? Because if everyone who's got, a large ship that gets a loaner for it, they'll be looking for crew.
True.
Just so you guys know, whoever's listening to the stream, and probably the recording is going to be a little weird this week too. Skype has been just awful today, so this last update kind of borked everything. So if things are weird, I am
once
sorry,
a week Skype tries to update.
I blame Microsoft.
Once a week Skype's like, you have to update for this to work, and you update it and it tries to get you to make Bing your homepage. It tries to get you to use whatever Microsoft, I don't know what their internet thing is now. Like it tries to basically screw you over once a week. And I'm pretty sure it's not because they're improving Skype. I'm pretty sure it's just because they're desperate for anyone to be forced to use Bing.
Yeah.
Microsoft. God. So the Ursa rover is in progress. And
yes.
The ATV, around the verse this week, actually, Did everyone watch Around the Verse? Did everyone see the
Yes.
fast forward?
Yes.
The procedural tech?
Shiver.
Yes. I was doing
Alright,
the
I'm
PC.
Here. I'm gonna set this up and I'm gonna show it on stream just for anybody who missed it.
Yeah, while we talk about it, because
Yep, go ahead and talk about it. I will set this up.
it's very, very early tech, what they've got for the procedural, but the last time we saw it, it was the procedural planet and they were flying above it, and that looked amazing.
Whoa.
Now this was someone walking around on the planet, and apparently this is from like a month or two ago. Like, this is old tech. Now, knowing that the Ursa rover is in progress, and knowing that we've seen like walkable planets, walkable procedural planet, does anyone have any, like, Shiver, Wangfat, do you guys have any expectations for early procedural planets? Will they be like Mass Effect 1? Will they be, what do you guys think?
If it was any other company, you would immediately be thinking, well, it's probably just going to be a very small area with maybe invisible walls to restrict it. But technically speaking, if they're using procedural tech to generate an entire planet, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to walk around literally the entire planet, outside of technological reasons. But I would imagine that was sorted with the 64-bit floating point camera.
I think with it being procedural, some of the concerns obviously are that, is there enough? Is it going to be repetitive? So I want to see what they do with that. That'll be interesting.
I'm worried that at first launch there won't be much to do in the planet other than land and walk around. But at the same time, I think just landing and walking around on, like Shiver says, a full planet.
All right,
That'd
so
be awesome.
For those of you who haven't seen it, here it is here.
It could be that
More
they're going
early.
to bring that out with the Ursa rover, because then at least we can drive around like nutters in Ursa rovers on a procedurally generated planet surface.
You think they wouldn't just give us the buggies from the hangar?
See, for me, everyone's seeing this and they're like, "Oh, I want to land." Nah, man. I want to fly over this planet. I want to fly through Beggar's Canyon, you know?
We already know that we can fly over it. Like, that's what they showed
I know,
the
but,
first
like,
time, right?
On the surface. Like,
Yeah. Right above it.
That's going to be so awesome. Flying in atmosphere, that's going to be amazing. So, yeah, I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous.
It looks really bad close up, but they've also
It's
probably
'cause-
put no effort into close up, right?
Yeah, well, there's no textures.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been procedurally generated.
You guys got a blurry Ben Lesnick for a second there.
So, like Nulric says in chat, isn't terrestrial mining supposed to launch with being able to go planet side? Do you think that's one of the things that we'll be able to do when there's a planet we can walk on?
From the start.
Do you think they'll have that at the start?
I don't,
I don't
know.
think so.
They've probably
No.
got to put mining in space first.
I would have thought so.
I have
When
a question about that.
When was this said, actually,
What?
that terrestrial mining is coming with being able to fly on a procedural planet?
I believe it was coming. It was said about 2 or 3 weeks ago now. I can't remember if it was an intent for the chairman or not, but there was actually someone. I seem to remember someone saying that terrestrial mining would actually come before asteroid mining, because there's no ship that can asteroid mine right now, and procedural planets are closer than a mining ship.
Why would you
So
need a
we'd act-
ship to mine anything specifically? If you can terrestrially mine, wouldn't you be doing that with a handheld tool, right? Why couldn't you just EVA and do it?
Because the asteroids might not be ready yet.
Yeah, but neither is procedural planets. Not even freaking close.
I know. I don't know. I just remember that being said. So
Yeah, I don't know about that. I for one think that space mining will come first, 100%.
one S88 says that Chris actually said it last week during the subscriber edition of Reverse the Verse.
Yeah, that's Chris Roberts saying this, guys.
You have to wonder about what Chris Roberts says sometimes, but
Guys, we've been doing this a long time. Now, Chris Roberts has the ideas. He's the man with the vision. He's the man who got us where we are. But when it comes to nailing things down with timelines, he can't do it. He can't do it.
The man's very optimistic.
I've just checked, and in the 10th of the Chairman subscriber edition, and we crashed this month, he said that the first things that are procedural are the landing area and mineral mining.
mineral mining, yeah.
The first thing's
Yeah.
for procedural.
Hmm.
Yes,
That's not
that'll use the
necessarily saying
procedural
that-
tech.
That's
Yeah,
not necessarily
so it
saying
could be
that,
the asteroids.
Yeah, weren't they
Yeah,
going to
procedural.
procedurally generate voxel asteroids?
Yeah,
Yeah.
might not be on planets though.
It'll be interesting though. No matter
Yeah.
what, we're going to be
No.
seeing.
Wands, I believe you. I believe you that he in fact said those words. 100%
Well, keep
I
in mind,
believe you.
We're probably
However,
gonna be getting.
this is Chris Roberts saying these words.
We're going to be getting procedural, the beginnings of procedural tech in like 2.4, 2.5, right? So we should know really soon what kind of mining
It's not
we
going to be
get.
planets though.
I think we might actually get a procedural planet. I think they
What
might.
planet?
Not a planet, but a small moon. It's
Okay.
The procedural generation is used on anything small and like anything spherical.
We haven't seen anything that far along yet. Even that video is not even close.
And that video was from 2 months ago.
Yeah, but that's still like Lando shows us things 3 weeks in advance. That's
Yep.
still
It's 3 weeks in advance of 2.4, and he's shown us some procedural tech.
There's no textures. It's not going to be in 2.4. There's no way. There's no way.
Well, you know what? We'll pick this up again when
I
2.4
will give
drops.
you-
See?
I will give you a. Oh no, you're a subscriber. I was gonna say
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
give you a hanger flare of your choice if you are right. But you're a freaking subscriber.
Sorry.
Yes, I'm with Nullrick. They're gonna launch it in October. Straight up.
Oh no. Disagree completely.
Well, Doom
They're not that hard to do, but they're this whole planet, man.
It's not just that. It's not just one whole planet, is it? It's up to 100 different planets.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to start it on one, and they're probably not even going to start it on a planet. They're probably going to start it on a small moon, like a Death Star.
I was going to say that's no moon.
All right, we're moving on. This is ridiculous. All right.
I want
Okay.
to talk about.
I want to talk about the Misk Prospector.
I want to talk about the Misk Prospector.
That's the best name.
I want Wayne to
CIG.
talk about the Misk
Please
Prospector.
name your ship the Prospector. I need this.
Okay, you know what? I like Shira's idea. Wang, talk about the Prospector. Go.
I don't know what to say about the Prospector.
All right.
Bad idea of mine.
Yeah.
It's a Misk
Okay,
ship.
Shiver, talk about the Prospector. Anyone that doesn't want to talk about the Prospector gets to talk about the Prospector.
So there's a lot of buzz over just a small mining ship, and it raises a very valid point of what the hell do you do when your Orion is too big to get into an asteroid field you want to mine? So it does provide that chance, and I like the idea of a small salvage ship as well. The potential there to be in a one-man salvage ship in a massive load of wreckage after a battle in space. That's kind of cool. That's about the only potential uses I've heard out of it, though, is literally just mining and salvage.
Yeah. Your go, Shiv or CCT. What do you want to say about it?
I just think it's the best name ever for a small mining ship.
It definitely is.
It's a good name.
It's a good name. It's like
Now-
okay, so the Prospector, right? He's the guy you send into the mine first to see if that is the mine that is worth mining full scale, right? It's perfect. It's a perfect name.
It's also what you send into places that the Orion is too big for.
Yes.
You're not going to
just-
have a giant mining operation at a stream, right? Because there's no use for it.
I just
Get
knocked
a-
a package of Oreos onto the ground. Now I'm sad.
Oh, not Oreos.
Anyway, you've got like 12 minutes before anything's wrong.
They're sealed. So,
Oh,
so
then
it's
you're fine.
fine.
Yeah,
they're just over
good.
there now.
So here's what I really wanted to know about the MISC Prospector. Can't speak. Here's what I want to know about the MISC Prospector. It's a MISC ship. We've already got the Starfarer. The Reliant is almost done. And the Freelancer is done and flyable. So that's 3 MISC ships that are done, which... Do you think that means the Prospector will come relatively quickly because they've got all of the...
That's like the Aegis ships.
Yeah.
Because literally all the Aegis ships came out at once.
Well,
Because
I
they
think
finished
that's
the
longer than
Retaliator.
I think if you think all the Aegis ships, and then there's the Aegis, what is the big one they've got, this industrial one, that would be different because it's got a different feel to it. It's industrial. So as much as all the Aegis ships are done, it'll probably take different because it's industrial. It's got a different feel to it. That might be the same with the MISC ships. It might be a lot more, I don't know, rough or industrial, and so it might have a different feel. Might take more time.
They did say in RTV this week that the current MISC ships are very consumer. They're consumer grade ships, whereas the MISC Prospector is going to be an industrial grade ship. And yeah, I'm with Wang on this one. I think it's going to slow down the development of the ship because it's probably not going to have the smooth MISC edges and everything, right?
Well, I still think they're gonna use like a lot of the same like textures and architecture and things like that, but they might. I mean, design-wise, yeah, it's gonna be different, but in terms of like the actual building materials of the ship, I think it will be fine.
Yeah.
Like once
I
you'll see it,
The
it's gonna take
Starfarer
some
is not
time
exactly
to.
consumer.
The Starfarer is apparently consumer grade.
Yeah, but it's like, how many in real life do you own a fuel truck? Do you know anyone who actually in real life owns their own fuel truck? It's not consumer, really.
The Gemini is not consumer.
That's military though.
No.
Is it not?
No, it's just
The Gemini is
less-
straight up a military ship. It's in conjunction with Aegis.
I guess.
I
don't know.
Anyway, but I still think like because they're gonna be using because they basically have nailed down the pipeline for a MISC ship. I think they will be able to come out with those. Although, man, I want my hull ships, please.
The hulls will be good.
I need a hull A in my life. It is the cutest ship that ever existed in all of Star Citizen.
I do want to get a hull A next time they're on sale, but I think I'm gonna have to get the Prospector. I've got some...
I'm getting a Prospector.
I think it's gonna be my last ship that I buy though. Like, I've got
There's
stuff
nothing
to
else?
do all. Well, I have stuff to do all the other roles. I've got the Reliant for news. I have the Endeavor for science and medical. I've got a Gladiator for combat, an Avenger for more combat, and a Freelancer for everything. The only thing I'm missing is like mining and salvage. And I think the Prospector is going to be my last ship.
Or you could,
considering I'm $3,000 in, that's not.
Or you could buy back your Reclaimer.
No, Reclaimer is my end goal. I want to have something. I want something to go for in the game. How about you, Shiv, Wang? Are you guys gonna get a Prospector? Do you think?
Nah.
No. I like guns.
I guess.
What if?
Okay.
What if there was a hard point on it where you could mount the Idris's railgun on
I'd have that just for comedy purposes because that would be awesome.
the ultimate flight penis.
Oh god. You know, I thought with Dolbach not here, we'd get away from that, but no, you fire Dolbach and you bring it in
It's
anyway.
the best running INN joke.
INN is the best running INN joke.
I believe you. I believe you that he said it. I just don't think it's very accurate. Oh,
Okay.
He won't stop.
No. Here's the thing. CIG has actually been really, really good lately. Ever since they went to their new publishing way of a patch a month, they have been on time every month, which is excellent. Keep in mind that before that, like Chris Roberts said, how many times that we were going to be getting Star Marine? Which, by the way, is happening next patch. Always.
Oh yeah.
Always.
Totes magoats.
Star Marine is permanently happening next patch. Always. So we also got some news on the Dragonfly this week, which was weird. It sounds like it's not going to have a quantum drive, and it's not going to be able to land on planets.
Man,
so what the hell's...
Imagine if the Dragonfly had a quantum drive.
It was supposed to. Ben was saying it did, and then got corrected in midstream by Matt Sherman.
That's ridiculous.
Dragonfly has no quantum drive and cannot land on planets, which means it's not as useful as a snub. 'Cause
Boarding.
A snub boarding?
Boarding.
A one man boarding
No.
No,
Freaking
don't think
swarm
so
of
small.
dragonflies.
Yeah.
Well, but each one carries one man.
Yes.
Okay.
You could probably fit a ton of those on a launch bay of something.
Well, that's the idea with the Caterpillar. Hold a whole bunch of in it and launch them all.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying.
I mean,
I'm okay with this.
I'm probably taking this far too far, but you've got the potential to have a squad of, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, that can just launch out of your Caterpillar in these dragonflies, get really close to a stupidly large ship like a Bengal or something like that, and just sort of sabotage it from the outside.
Yep.
I'm
Probably
excited.
has a low signature.
Emissions, yeah.
Yep. It's hard to detect.
I mean, if you're that small as well, a gun that's literally twice the size of you is going to have a hard time tracking you.
Right.
Either way, I can't wait to see the Dragonfly, all the new ships.
You're not going to get a Dragonfly, David. You got to get a Dragonfly.
Dragonfly's going to be cheap.
Yeah.
Dragonfly doesn't
I
really
know,
count. It's
but you got to get one.
Well, yeah,
It's going to be like $15.
I know, and I will. Like, I've got the Archimedes. I'll probably get a Dragonfly as well, just because why not?
There's this look of shame on your face. You're like, yeah, I can't deny it. I know I'm going to
you
buy
gotta.
it. I know.
So, another big thing that we found out this week, not all ships are going to be available on launch. It was explicitly said that, like, everything after the Endeavor was announced is probably not going to be a launch day ship. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean,
Is that a problem?
I think that was the expectation of most people.
It's just nice that they've got it out there and said for sure that that's the current plan, so no one can really get too excited or disappointed.
There's a ton of ships before the Endeavor. There's at least something that, like, in every role. There's at least one ship in every role before the Endeavor.
How's that going to affect alien ships? Because there's got to be a few other alien ships just to populate their fleets.
I think those are being done without being announced.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
What do you think, Wang?
Well, that was something interesting because I'm relatively new backer compared to you guys at least. And so I'd never really heard, I'd assumed maybe that they would all been done by lunch. So I'd never heard that before.
Yeah. Eh?
So I think for newer backers, it's definitely good to iterate it because
I mean, that's kind of one of the things that they said would be content that would come out after launch would be more ships. So, yeah.
But
so if
as I guess the newest backer here, probably, do you feel let down by that at all, or is it just
no, it makes sense. It's a lot.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't want them delaying their launch of the game for one or two ships.
when did you
Makes
back, by
sense.
the way, Wing?
I backed in December 2014, but I never even looked at the game. I just backed it because it was a sale.
You and me are
Yeah,
actually
started
right
like
around the same
October.
time. I backed in November 2014.
I only started looking at things about October though, so I'm relatively new that way.
Yep.
yeah? And then you found INN.
Yeah.
Yep. And now you're
Don't make
here on a
mistakes.
podcast.
I was actually talking to a friend that I haven't talked to in years, actually. And he and I backed Star Citizen at the same time, fell out, didn't speak to each other for like 2.5 years. Spoke to him for the first time in like 2 years last week. And he was like, yeah, I don't follow Star Citizen as much anymore, but I know of INN. I know what you've done.
It sounds like he's just morbidly ashamed of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I want to move on to my main topic this week because virtual reality is happening. It's happening right now.
Yep.
And one of the things this week is on the subreddit, one of the top posts, most upvoted, it had like 300 something posts, which I still think is bloody ridiculous, saying that CIG should drop other priorities and focus on virtual reality now. And prioritize getting VR working. And this was a top post in the sub. I'm going to start with Shiver. What do you think of that?
Strongly disagree. Completely 110% disagree. 110%. I mean, add a push, track IR, just something. Add a push, but no, it's just too early. It'll get broken all the time. You'll flipping well complain every patch. Oh, it's really not working. And how are you meant to, you can't run Crusader now at 60 FPS all the time. How are you meant to run Crusader reliably on two screens at 90 hertz? No. I'm glad of those 500 people that have got their VR headsets. Good for you. Go play Elite. Let them finish the game first.
Wang?
I agree, yeah. I mean, as long as they don't see anything and say, if we continue doing this, it'll be difficult to implement VR later. As long as they keep it in mind, finish the game first. Yeah.
All right. Let's keep in mind how many people have the hardware to run VR.
12 people.
12 people can run VR. I just barely made it. And to think that they are going to spend resources and engineers and development time to support something that just barely, you know what? It's not even out. I ordered one, I don't have it yet. And it's not out yet, even for me who pre-ordered it on day 1, 8 minutes into the freaking pre-order. It's not out yet. So, why? There's years of development ahead of us. Take your time, CIG. Get it right.
Yeah.
Unless, Justin Chambers should just come out and be like, all right, we'll put it in and enjoy barfing. Have fun barfing.
I don't have mine yet. I ordered a Vive. I'm waiting for it to show up. should be late April. That said, Mr. White got his earlier this week. And I tried the Vive for the first time. And I tried VR for the first time. And it changes everything. It literally changes everything. It's so good of an experience when it works that nothing feels the same. And I cannot wait for CIG to implement VR. I think it will be amazing. I really hope they can actually implement grabby hands with VR. I doubt they can, but that would be mind-blowing. But
I think the biggest thing, though, is that a CIG are designing Star Citizen with VR in mind.
Yes.
Who said that? Brybase said that.
Yep.
Credit to Brybase. That's the important thing. The design of the game supports VR. But from a technical standpoint, Doom Centurion is right. You cannot do it until the engine is done, which it is not.
Nobody right now can get 60 FPS steadily in Star Citizen, period. And you need, 90 on 2 monitors, essentially, for VR? It's not happening. The engine is not done yet. And think about it this way. If they took engineers off other things to focus on VR, think of the things they'd be taking engineers off of. They'd be taking engineers off of procedural planets. They'd be taking engineers off of working on FPS. They'd be taking engineers off of fixing the multiplayer issues and fixing the server issues that we all have. Taking people off of things that make the game better for everyone to fix something that maybe a tenth, and I'm being generous here, a tenth of the Star Citizen playing population want is completely unreasonable.
Well,
Yep.
Don't forget, the 10th is the owners of VR. Even then, it's not 100% of VR owners are saying, we want this in Star Citizen now, in fairness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
definitely,
like a 1% of a 10%.
These
But
people
still-
are probably early adopters who know the tech and know it's not worth implementing yet, I would hope.
Lots of people were saying that, well, if you've played Elite Dangerous with VR, you know that you can't go and play it with anything else, so CIG should implement it because it'll be the best thing ever. And that, I just... Sorry, I got really angry seeing that at the top of the subreddit. Like, it's just so incredibly dumb. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I wonder how many people who are saying, let's get VR in, actually have the headsets.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably a lot, because it is astounding. I mean, CCT, you've tried playing in VR, and
Oh yeah.
It's
Both
amazing.
headsets. Yep.
and it's amazing.
It's like there are no words. I'm trying to find them and I can't. It's almost humbling.
You've never felt like you're part of a game like this before.
Yep.
There's always so many barriers to you inside a game, and VR gets rid of so many of them. It's not perfect. It's really not perfect. This is first gen VR, but at the same time,
For first
I
gen
just wanna-
is dang impressive.
Yeah.
I just want to put a disclaimer that there are some people out there who are still aware very much that you have essentially strapped a monitor to your face, and I don't know if it's some physical thing, but literally some people are unable to get the true, I feel like I'm in this experience. So VR is literally not for everyone, don't forget.
yeah. But also,
You should still try
Miku
it.
Hatsune is saying it's third gen, considering DK1 and 2. I don't consider those like consumer gen.
It's first gen consumer. It's first consumer
Actually,
gen.
first consumer gen was in the 90s. I played it. You all suck.
Nintendo's what was it
Even
called?
before then,
Virtual
it was all
Boy.
you could play
Yeah.
these horrible polygon graphics, which was literally rectangle versus rectangle.
Everything
this
was
VR, and yeah, and it was like people were likening this to Lawnmower Man, and you're like, what? Are you nuts?
No, it's I played
Vive is
and
not first gen. There was a prototype.
There
I've
was
seen
the
it.
Vive Pre and the Vive Dev kit.
Yep.
There have been a few of them. Anyway,
Technically, if you want to count all the gens, it is the 3rd generation. But that's how all hardware works. All of it. So, yeah. There's like 100
Basically-
million prototypes before anything comes out consumer grade.
it's going to take time. Movement in VR isn't perfect. Lots of things in VR aren't perfect, but it's going to take time. And CIG need to take the time to implement it right. Rushing it in will make it worse for everyone. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the end of our scripted portion of this show.
Scripted?
There was a script.
You have a script?
Well, it's not really a script. We have topics.
Wait. You have a script. The rest of us here all look like putzes because you don't tell us there's a script. That's the secret.
I give you the topic document.
All right. Guys, we will be right back. When we come back, we're going to take a short little 5-minute tinkle break, and I'm going to eat this Thai chicken peanut wrap right here.
When we
Once
come back,
we're
questions.
going to come back. We're going to answer some of your questions, so put them in the chat. Don't do that now, because they're gonna be gone by the time we get back. So
Don't
we'll be
exist
right
when
back.
the Twitch channel isn't on.
Goodbye. Remember to mute your microphones. And we are back.
Are we?
Hello. I think so.
Hello. I hope so.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm going
What's
to.
that?
Am I okay? No, we should be good. All right. Hello. Well,
Welcome
we're back. Please ask us your questions about Star Citizen, about the video games, about the website, about I don't know.
Ramar asks. Well, he asks Miku, but he asks, would you give up VR for 1 year for $1,000?
Yep.
No. No.
Yep.
Nope.
Canadian or American?
Wouldn't matter. Not worth it. I want that VR so much.
I'll take the money.
Only give up VR completely or give up owning VR.
Completely, I think. I've waited
'Cause
so long for it, and
It's
I've had my
awesome,
hands on
and there's some cool games coming
Just
out,
get-
but I have enough games to play.
Just get some really small monitors and be like, this is exactly the same.
Here's the thing. I have a problem being interested in games nowadays. Like Star Citizen holds my interest because there's so much information about it and it's not even a game. But lots of games, like I'll start trying to play them and I'll get, 5 or 6 hours in and I've got ADD or something and I just want to switch to something else and I just want to play something else and I just want to play VR games. Like they're perfect for that and perfect for me because they're all short and I can just play them and then finish them and move on to something. I love that.
I have a question for Wang, if I may.
Go ahead.
What ships do you have in game, and what are you aiming to do in game?
I'm not really sure what I want to do in game, honestly. I'm kind of on the fence. I swap around a lot. But I have a Reliant Mako, so I can do the filming. I have a Sabre, a Vanguard, a Carrack, an 890 jump, and there's one more I've forgotten.
It's a pretty good list, though.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Is it a Cutlass?
Was that?
Is it a Freelancer?
No, it's not.
Is it a 300i?
M50.
Shiver. God.
Is it a 325A?
M50.
Oh, okay.
Shiver, I'm gonna slap you next time I see you, Shiver.
Oh, it's all right. No one ever takes the mick out the way I speak.
And then Miko asks, "What is? Did I say Miko? Miko
Did.
Wang, what is your favorite of those ships?
It's got to be the 890. You wouldn't pay that much if you didn't like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sexy
I wish
shit.
I missed the opportunity to get an 890 jump, but I would. That's one of my goals in game is to get the 890 jump.
Yeah.
So what
Brybase has a question.
Oh, sorry.
Brybase asks, there's some interesting news on the HOTAS front, new Thrustmaster gear in the works, new VKB, and the X56. Any thoughts on these? Any worries about diluting the market for Star Citizen? I know absolutely nothing about the new Thrustmaster gear or new VKB gear. I imagine they're not going to be as good as what Star Citizen's trying to do, because CIG went to Thrustmaster and asked them, can you implement all these things that we want to make, to start making HOTAS is good again, and Thrustmaster basically said, "Oh, hell no." The X56, though, as I understand it, the X56 is a generation ahead of Cytec's old gear, but it's a generation behind what the Star Citizen HOTAS will have. It's missing some of the knobby things and
No track
wally things, and it's not going to have the LCD screen like the high-end HOTAS will have. So I think they'll be good, but I think the Star Citizen HOTAS is being made for space games, not just flight simulators. It's being made for space, and I think that's going to be a major difference between the Star Citizen HOTAS and all of the other ones.
I've got to say, in fairness, the X56 is being marketed specifically with 6 degrees of freedom in mind for movement.
It is, but I think it's still a generation behind what the Star Citizen HOTAS will be.
We'll see.
We will. Doom Centurion asks, do you think their streaming system uses asynchronous I/O features and similar concepts? I have no idea what that means.
God dang it, Doom Centurion.
If you could re-ask that question in English rather
Look
than
at
text.
me, I'm Doom. I'm a smarty pants. Me.
Unless Wang, do you know what that means?
What streaming systems are you talking about?
I have a feeling it's
The in-game streaming system.
Yeah, in-game streaming between servers and such, so that you just seamlessly swap from server to server. I think
Things like futures, the languages they're using to implement the game won't probably have those. I think they're too high level, because it's C++ the game will mostly in. Asynchronous I/O probably. That's just me
There you go.
speculating though.
what Wang says, because he knows more about.
There you go, Doom.
Yeah, Doom
Yes, we know
Centurion.
you're a prick, Doom. You don't have to tell us that you're a prick. We know.
Can be answered by Wang Fat. The rest of your questions, us normal people will answer.
Normal? What? No one said anything about normal.
I did. I just called you normal shiver.
Cyberwolf74 asks, do you believe the female model will be released with the shopping implementation like it was planned to be from 3 months ago? Yes, it will.
Yeah.
We got to see a little bit of the female character model in the Starfare video.
Yep.
It's
We
super
should-
pre-rendered, but that's okay.
With shopping, we should get the female character model, clothing, the ability to swap out pants and tops and things, the ability to choose from probably 8 different face presets, and the ability to change hair around a tiny bit. So
I only want to grow hair down to my belly button, but only from my sideburns. I need this. I need this.
Oh, CCT, I thought of one of the things you missed. April Fools.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Thanks, Obama.
INN's April Fools was pretty good. I still like the Thanks Obama, even though many people didn't understand that one.
I thought
I
it
didn't
was
get that one.
funny.
I thought it was pretty simple.
We got
And
like
it's-
10 comments on the site that thought it was really good.
Yeah. CIG's
Oh
CIG's
no!
one
I
was pretty
need
good. The Big
the
Benny skin.
skin. I require it.
Yeah.
Can I announce that all coverage of INN by me is sponsored by Benny's, as my Reliant will have
That skin.
the Benny skin on it.
What about an INN skin? We need to get an INN skin.
We do.
No,
Guys,
think bigger, guys. We
if-
need to get in
if
contact
Pitchfork-
with Benny's. Cross promotion.
Yep.
Big Benny's.
INN logo on every cup of ramen.
I think that we need to get INN's fans to start lobbying for an INN skin in game and INN in
Yes.
game. Because if Test is in game, like Test are
And
pretty
Pitchfork.
big, and Pitchfork is amazing. But like, we are news.
Hey,
we are the
we're
first
getting there.
news.
We are on the ATV set. We're getting there.
So I think you should all start lobbying. No, I don't.
He might not, but guys, go do that, please. Thank you.
Cyberwolf74 says, Eris, how badly do you want to wear a top hat and monocle with a bow tie in Star Citizen? Well, I've got a top hat in the other room. I've got a bow tie on right now, but I don't have a monocle, so...
Well, no, you do. Your monocle is so posh, you've got two of them.
God, I hate you sometimes,
It's
Shiver.
a good flare. I am very happy with the concierge flare. This is a good
Yeah.
flare.
I do really hope that they allow me to wear, like, well, actually, this kind of runs into Stormy Winter's question of, I know Eris runs a female character in some games. Will any of you be using a female character in game? I will have me in game doing the news.
It's me.
Bow tie, suit, top hat or fez, whatever.
I will always be me in game, and I will clone myself. That is all my successors will be clones.
I will likely have an alternate that is female.
I will, if I die, or if they don't let me clone myself, I have infinite identical twin siblings. Infinite.
How about you, Wang?
I'll probably be myself. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And Shiver?
Yeah, same as everyone else. I never run a female character. I always try to get as close as possible to oneself.
I always run a female character. This is actually going to be the first game ever that I play me rather than...
Miku just said that Empire Report is better than INN tonight.
Yeah, but have you seen
Miku,
a
you're
state
fired.
of the guy who presents that?
You know what? We do need a new anchor. I will concede that.
I am a
That
good
production
anchor.
value. Ooh.
I want to see Dolvac present it.
I am a damn good anchor.
I don't want to see Dolvac present it.
No.
That's gonna take too much editing. Too much.
I
editing.
really want to bring that back. I really want to bring
I
that
do
back,
too.
CCT. Can we bring that
Yeah,
back?
but they're not even doing the reports on ATV anymore,
They're
are they?
not. They're not going to do it anymore. I
They
think we should
stopped
still
doing
do
it for the same reason we did. It is too much work.
It's a lot of work. Doom Centurion says, so we know that buying a package gets you a ship and stuff, but what kind of kit, like spacesuits, personal sidearms, etc., will that include?
I think it'll
None.
include an armor set. Probably not any weapons though.
It'll include the absolute basics.
Like maybe like a medium armor set, maybe. Light
Maybe
armor.
at character select or something like that, you get to choose. Do you want to start off as small, medium, heavy marine, or it's done as a backstory to your character? What was he when he left the UEE Navy? or something?
Yeah. You know what? You'll be able to start Star Citizen probably with the equipment you were able to take from your time in the military, if you're able to take any at all.
I hope so. Or if you skip Squadron 42 and go directly in, you'll start in civilian clothing with not much.
So an alternate option is because currently, if you buy a package, you get X amount of money in game, don't you? So maybe they're going to leave that as a thing that comes across, but that money you don't actually see until you're in the game, and that's what you choose your default equipment with.
Whoa!
God.
What just happened?
What happened
David,
to
you
your
got
video?
It's okay on my end.
Okay, it's back.
Hey guys.
That was weird.
For those of you listening on the audio podcast, my video just decided to have a seizure.
David's just regenerated. This is the second day.
Also keep in mind that like when you buy a package right now, it says you get like something like 5,000 UEC. That's going to be changing, I feel like, because UEC is not 5,000 UEC is not worth very much in game. I think
One of the points mentioned in the news was that they're still developing the economy and working on that. So that's a good point. They've probably got to review the start money that you get, if any, and how that fits in the economy.
It'll be proportional, like like the ones
And
that come with 10,000 UEC will get twice the amount, like the ones that 5,000 UEC get, whatever those numbers might be.
And that kind of goes into what Cyberwolf74 asks. So what is this test UEC or alpha UEC that they're talking about? It's exactly that. They don't know.
That's not what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
well, no. It's they don't know how to work the end result of money. Like they don't know how to balance everything. So the test UEC, the alpha UEC, is what they're going to implement before anything matters. So you get alpha UEC for using missions. You spend
Monopoly
alpha
money.
UEC. It's monopoly money, and they can wipe it as many times as they want. And they're going to use the alpha UEC to gauge exactly how much things should cost in the end game.
A good place to look for that is the News from Around the Verse.
Yep.
Los Angeles. They mentioned
Yeah.
that there.
Doom Centurion says that wasn't a video glitch. That was David revealing his true reptilian nature, wasn't it?
I would also like to mention that I'm changing my screen name. It's been Eris for a long time now.
Here, I got you.
Yeah, I'm going to change it
comes.
to David A.
There it is. Boom.
Wait,
Rebrand.
so won't that mean that other Canadians are going to call you David A?
David
Yes.
A, eh? Yeah,
Yes.
but only Canadians. It helps me pick out the true people,
Double A's.
and the rest of you are all scrubs. It's funny.
Oh,
because
that
my name
should
is
be your
David.
screen name.
What?
Double
Scrubs.
A, but
Oh.
E
Double A?
A. Double A. It's good.
God.
It's good.
It is actually. It is. Fuck. Sorry. I swore. I apologize.
All right, more
And
questions.
the irony is,
More
before this
questions that
started,
aren't
someone
about
asked,
lizard people running INN.
This by the way, Wang, this is the point in the podcast where people stop asking us questions and we just ramble on about whatever the hell we want
Yep.
to because they're not asking us anything. Happens every week.
Yep.
So what do you lot think's going to be locked
Dismarius
down
says,
2.4?
confirmed, the moose is loose in the hoose.
2.4, I think we're gonna finally get shopping.
They
Yeah,
have
I think,
strongly hinted at the start of persistence in some form.
yep.
Especially, I think it was the monthly report. There's a lot of mention of lots of work on shopping. Same with Around the Verse.
Yep.
It's
Watch, shopping's gonna launch and not Kasaba Outlet because that would be hilarious.
I'm wondering if we'll get. They mentioned expanding Port Olisar, adding some shops and stuff in there.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if we'll get that in 2.4.
There's so
We
much
might.
room in Port Olisar to put stuff.
Yeah.
I think we might get that in Port Olisar because they said we're not going to get Nyx.
There's those
And
little
we-
counters, right?
Yeah.
Those
And we're
little
not
counters in the loop around the main hub area.
And
You could just put a
Arc
dude
Corp-
there.
ArcCorp and Crusader are too far separated right now, right? Like he can't easily go from ArcCorp to Crusader. So I think they're just going to put the stores in Crusader so that you can grab things in game.
Brybase asks, monthly report talked about major changes to quantum travel. Any speculations on what this might mean? Interdiction.
Yep.
Yep. Maybe
Quantum
different speeds of quantum travel. Like some ships are faster than others also in quantum travel because it's like a flat static speed right now, right?
Yeah.
What about the introduction and at least first implementation of full quantum fuel?
Oh, maybe.
Not until the Starfighter.
Well, it's sort of in there, right?
It is sort of, isn't it? Because you have to go and refuel if you're really fortunate. But there's
Not
no
until the Starfighter.
There's not
in-flight mechanic.
Well, we don't really talk about it that much because there's not enough there's not, like, the furthest you'd have to travel point percentage of your fuel wise is like 4% of your quantum fuel
Yeah.
in around Crusader right now.
It doesn't
So
matter
if there
till
was-
Crusader's bigger.
Yeah, if we were able to go to a different planet, then quantum fuel might be a little bit more significant in terms of how much you would use, obviously.
So Zeus Anoxia says, if there's one feature or gameplay mechanic that CIG could remove from Star Citizen, as it's been promised so far, but the game would be released next week, what do you think that feature or mechanic would be?
Nothing.
Nothing. I want
want him
Star
to do
Citizen
that.
to release with everything that's been promised.
Yep.
Personally, I could, if they include pets, they include pets. If they don't, I don't care.
Exactly what I was thinking.
I backed this project because they don't have to cut anything.
This is what Chris Roberts wanted Freelancer to be without Microsoft's interference. This is Chris Roberts being like, this is what, oh my God, it's happening again. Oh, I'm back. Anyway, lots of people might question why the game isn't done yet. And I think it's important to remember that it doesn't have it doesn't have a schedule.
Guys.
It doesn't have a due date that it needs to meet. It doesn't have
Star Citizen will never be done. It will never be done.
Basically. Doom Centurion asks, how will interdiction work, do you think?
I don't know. I'm not smart enough
A few
to think
months
about
ago, Disco Lando let slip that it might have something to do with gravity. I have a feeling that interdiction will work by you being ahead of the person that you're trying to interdict and creating some sort of gravity well that stops them as they travel past. So you have to do it in common travel lanes and try and catch the person as they pass by. But I could be wrong. That's 100% guesswork here. For my
I like Miku's question.
Where is it?
The most recent one. Is Star Citizen an indie game?
Technically, yes.
Technically, yes, it is.
Yep.
Because, like, a record would release as indie if they don't have a record label, right?
Yep.
A movie is indie if it doesn't have a studio behind it, right?
Yep.
A game is indie if it doesn't have a publisher.
Yep.
So there's no publisher. Let's count RSI as a publisher.
Star Citizen is the biggest and most expensive indie game ever.
Yep.
And by the time it's done, it's probably going to be the most expensive game ever, period. What are we at now? Like 112 million or something now?
What? 112? Yeah. I think it's 112.
I think Wang Fat's checking.
Yeah. 111, 750,000.
We're
Thereabouts.
almost at 112 million right now. And let's be honest, we haven't really seen a large concept ship sale since probably the Endeavor.
All right, guys. Here's
Real
the
talk,
thing.
CCT.
I wanna, yeah, real talk. I'm bringing the segment back. So, what a lot of people don't realize is, like, all that money. They're like, oh, it's only a tag demo. Blah, blah. If you take a very close look at the monthly report this month, one of the things that is being worked on in Foundry 42 right now is one of their fine folks is currently testing 5 separate Squadron 42 missions and their story branches.
Yeah. So Zeus Anoxia and Wormdrake both mentioned that it won't be the most expensive because GTA was 500 million. Same with
Most
Destiny.
expensive indie game.
No, not even. Hang on, because GTA was 500 million after advertising. Most of their budget went to advertising. Destiny was 500 million for a series and the advertising. CIG, to date, has done 0 advertising. Like nothing.
Yep.
Essentially. They're not.
It's all
they're
going
not.
to change in 2017, boys and girls.
It's changing this year. The things that Sandy has planned probably are around Squadron 42.
It's a surefire bet that release late this year, release early next year. Marketing is going to start for Squadron 42 late this year.
Miku says that we do the advertising for them, and to date, that's right. We do the advertising by word of mouth, but keep in mind that that is going to change. Once Squadron 42 launches, once they have an actual game that has launched, something physical that they can advertise, oh, they're going to advertise it. Keep in mind the
Centurion
cast.
asks,
Keep in mind the cast of Squadron 42: Mark Hamill, John Rhys Davies, Gary Oldman. Like, they're going. Gary Oldman.
Gary Doldman.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Doldman.
Like, they're going to start doing TV commercials. It's gonna happen.
Speaking of which,
there's some
Doom Centurion asks,
Okay.
what are your ideas for their advertising campaigns? TV commercials?
TV
Trailers in
commercials.
theaters? Radio? Blimps?
I have. A
I don't know. I
feeling
think
there might be-
movie trailer would be all right.
There might be a trailer for an upcoming movie.
I think it would do really well if it was a movie trailer.
An upcoming
Guys,
bit.
so
I think-
goddamn subtle.
I think they should do a movie trailer.
I think they should do a movie trailer right before something big and science fiction themed, like what was that movie that we got a
Deadpool.
teaser trailer for this week?
Deadpool.
I'm thinking Rogue One.
Deadpool.
Red One.
Deadpool's already done.
Did you say Red One?
I said Red One.
Oh no. All right. Yes, Idris-shaped blimps. I need this. I need
But
this.
Actually,
Trapjaw said as well is true. That
Yeah.
M50 trailer, yeah, that would go really damn well here. The one with the Top Gear themed.
Yeah.
why not? Why not the actual ship adverts as actual adverts for the damn game?
No.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
I mean, get Jeremy Clarkson to it. He's at work now.
No, you can't. He might punch Chris or something.
Keep in mind, those adverts were done like a year or two ago when, like, that's
More
how
than a
they were
year.
teaching the cinematics team what to do. Now the cinematics team is working on Squadron 42, right? But that cinematics team will be done their work on Squadron 42 before Squadron 42 comes out. And when that happens, that cinematics team is probably going to go to making commercials for the game. You need to pay them to do something. That's what they're going to get paid to do.
Yep.
Period.
And episode 2.
Zeus and Oxia asks, do you think Squadron 42 will have a closed beta or something to catch as many bugs as they can? I don't think so.
No.
It's not a multiplayer game.
I thought I heard a dev mention they were considering maybe a very small closed beta at some point if they ever thought they needed it, but it was even less committal than that.
I think
I don't think so.
Here's the thing. I think for that, they're going to actually staff up their QA department and QA it like a normal game. Most normal games don't use outside testing. Star Citizen has been doing it just because of the way Star Citizen is developed. But I think for the launch of Squadron 42, they're gonna staff up the QA with temp and test it like a normal game.
Right. Cyberwolf says we really don't need a lot of QA people for that, and that is fact. It is a single player game. It's not open world.
All the stuff that they're going to be testing is stuff that we get to test in the universe anyway.
Yep.
So what they're really testing is, walking through walls, scripting and stuff in the game.
Yeah, they don't need a huge QA team for that.
Yeah.
I
don't think there's going to be
we hear from the QA guys in Austin all the time because they're the guys who basically they're the last vestibule before we get the new patch for Star Citizen, right? There's a whole QA team in the UK.
The UK team is a bigger QA team than the Austin one.
Yes, that is a fact. And
I've met a lot of them. They're good dudes.
They are the ones testing Squadron 42. So, don't you worry your little heads, everybody.
Emma Twitcher says, INN Live, why do you only accept PayPal donations and not through other methods like PaySafeCard? No idea what that is.
Because our entire infrastructure is borked, that's why.
We're working on it. We mainly accept Patreon and PayPal right now.
If you wanna support us, Patreon is the best way to do so. You can do a one-time month and cancel your subscription through PayPal or not through PayPal, through Patreon. So you can do that.
Actually, finally, just
if
some of the PayPal funds.
Patreon.com/Imperial News Network.
I finally used some of the PayPal funds to improve someone's audio this week. So thanks to everyone that's donated PayPal. It does go directly back to making the site better.
It's helping us get to CitizenCon as well. So thank you very much.
Too.
Anything
also,
else,
we only
everybody?
accept donations because we're going to be redoing all of that, and we want to try and run entirely on donations. We don't really want to have advertisements if we can possibly do that.
Emma Twitcher, the Twitch is like 5% of what we do, so everything goes through our website, which is imperialnews.network.
We like
appreciate
Twitch,
it,
and hopefully we'll do more. But
thank you. We're going through a big overhaul pretty soon, so don't you worry your little heads. I enjoy saying that.
What else we got?
Does anyone in INN want a pop shield? I've got one.
What's a pop shield?
This.
Oh, yeah, I got one.
Please. What's the pop shield? He says, looking at his pop shield.
It says Popper Stopper.
So with that, let's do some housekeeping since we got a lot of stuff coming up.
Housekeeping. Yeah, we do.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
How big was the response to our call for people to show up at PAX East?
I've got to go through actual numbers probably later today or tomorrow, but I'm thinking we're looking at around 30 people.
Okay, sweet. So,
problem is lots of people were like, I'll make it if I can, and I've got like 5 org mates that might come, and like no one was really definite, but that's also because we don't have a definite locale.
I'm making a sweeping declaration right now, because since everyone's kind of non-committal about it, except for maybe a solid 20 of you,
we've got a solid 15 that'll show up.
I am nailing this down right now, David.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
If if all goes according to plan, we are going to meet at Jillian's in downtown Boston.
Does she know about this?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the only reason why we're gonna do. It's a pretty okay bar. There's bowling lanes in there.
I like
There's
bowling.
an arcade, which is not great. The only reason why I picked that place is because it is large.
Okay, good.
And I don't think we have to give them prior notice if it's less than 50. So
Okay.
but if they throw us out, we're just gonna go hang out in the common. Sound good?
Sounds good. If you are in Boston, the weekend of April 22nd, 23rd, 24th, INN will be there. Myself, CCT,
This is the
Mr.
21st,
White,
y'all, that we're talking about.
Dolbach. The 21st. Dolbach. And Fast Cart and some other people. I know Captain Richard's going to hang out with us. Bad News Baron's going to hang out. Lots of people. Basically, anyone from the Star Citizen community that's going to PAX East is going to come hang out with us on Thursday. So if you're in the area, Thursday, the 21st of April, PAX East, come hang out with us.
Yep, we're going to drink, and it's going to be fun. And you can find out truly what we all smell like.
I smell like buttercups.
Now, if you are at PAX, if you are like at the actual event of PAX, feel free to say hi. Let us know that you watch our things and our faces.
I'll be
However,
around in a book.
if we are moving very quickly to something, just be okay with us saying, yo, what's up? We will talk to you later. The best way to figure out what we're doing is we are going to attempt to keep everybody apprised of stuff that we're doing throughout the day on Twitter. Follow us at INN_Star Citizen. You can also follow us all on Twitter. You'll find it. You guys all follow us on Twitter. I know it. Yes, I smell it a little bit like salami, raw marm.
Sorry about that.
But yes. So if you want to come to that event, great. It's going to be once again at Jillian's in Boston. It's right downtown. I forget what street it's on.
CCT, will you write up an INN post for that?
Yes. I'm going to put that up the week of the event, like Monday morning before the event. So that's not next weekend, but the weekend after that.
Yeah. And we'll put a post up on the 18th explaining exactly where we'll be to come out and hang out with us.
Wait.
Yes.
So
also,
what about INNside and stuff?
Okay, there will be no podcast that weekend because we are all going to be at PAX. Shiver, if you want to stream something, you should.
Maybe Shiver should have an episode of what's it called again? Crap. Shiver and CS and
forget
Stormy.
the name of Shiver's show.
Oh, Wave 10.
Yes, Wave 10. Yeah, maybe you guys should have a Wave 10.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
And we could call in to your Wave 10.
That's a pretty good idea. I like that.
That's why I'm
There
an
you go.
executive producer. I have ideas. And I tell you guys,
You've done this before.
I've renamed you, David. You're no longer the executive producer.
What am I?
You are editor-in-chief.
Yeah, well, my business cards say otherwise for now.
I don't care.
I'm gonna have to edit the cards again.
But yes, we are going to be covering the event. So we have shiny Prex Paxes. We're gonna be covering stuff like 100-foot robot golf. I think the Behemoth's got a new game coming out. It looks pretty cool.
Here's the thing: we're going to be covering games that are not Star Citizen.
Yes, because Star Citizen is not at PAX East.
Sadly, they are not there. But we're going to cover other things anyway because there are a lot of other games that people care about.
So are you going to be doing...
We're all here because we like a similar game. Maybe we have similar taste.
should we be expecting several articles from you guys going, or just the one big article?
There will be many articles. One of the things that we have nailed down is we are going to have a little round table, probably 15 to 20 minutes every day after PAX. When we get back to my apartment, we're going to just sit down, drink beer, and record. And talk about things that we saw, just our initial impressions before we've had the chance to really sit down and write stuff. I think we might try and do like a best of PAX for everybody that goes, like games that stood out to us personally.
We might do a Twitch thing where you guys can ask us questions about PAX. Because
we might have if we're able to, we might be able to get a few interviews from some developers if possible. We're not gonna strain too hard to get those, but we'll try. We'll have some B-roll from some of the games that we'll play, all that good stuff. It's gonna be a good time, lots of content. So
keep in mind, we are not going. Our Star Citizen content will not suffer. We're going to have the same amount of Star Citizen content always. That's why we've got people like Shiver and Wangfat to do transcripts while we're down in Boston. So RTB will be transcribed, ATV will be transcribed, but we will also be covering PAX because PAX is pretty big.
Yep. So
you could see the disappointment in Wang's face as you're saying, "Sorry, no, you've still got to do the transcription."
Yeah.
We're like,
It'll just take double as long and half everybody's away.
Exactly. Well, no, you've got the transcript team. All the transcript team are home. Yeah. It's us people that don't do transcripts anymore that are away because they don't have time to.
They've done
someone's
their
gonna
time.
have to do RTD.
You mean somewhat? You know full damn well who's going to be doing it.
You are.
Jesus.
You are, Shiver.
Yes, I know.
You know what makes me sad? RTV goes up on Reddit and everyone's like, "Oh, thanks CS, you're the greatest CS. CS is the best person ever." And it's like, dude, I write the entire thing. He just posts it. I feel bad.
On that note, I want to say thank you to Wang Fat, Desmarius, Sunjammer, Stormy Winters.
Although Sunjammer is fired.
As we think wise, he does Time of the Shaman as well.
Yep.
Yep. Any others?
Trying to think.
Well, clearly you didn't do enough work for me to notice you, so you
Shiver,
don't count.
thank you, Shiver.
Silence, if I didn't say silence.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Thanks, Shiver.
Oh, Silence, yeah, you got to thank Silence.
Shiver's senior staff. We don't have to thank him.
Yeah.
Silence actually does a lot for us, so thanks goes to Silence too.
Okay, so two things coming up this week. I forgot. One, because you mentioned Silence, the interview that we did with what is his name? Purgatorial Flame, that is his name. He's the one who did the pen and paper RPG for Star Citizen. Is a great interview. I was just on vacation last week and did not have time to edit it. But it will be up this week, right in time with ATV, so it will be up on Thursday. I'm also currently working on Quantum Break. Early impressions, this game is super weird and super cool, but we'll see what happens. I'm not terribly far into it right now, but that will be going up this week as well. Live action cutscenes.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's the Alan Wake guys made this game.
I want to mention that. Well, actually, no. CCT, you finished, then I'll go.
I think that's it.
Shiver, you got anything this week?
Cosmic Cataclysm Wednesday. I have Stormy Winters guesting. I have something else, but it doesn't matter.
Shiver, what would it take?
Props go to Stormy Winters because she does transcripts and covers all our fiction content, which is amazing. So
Shiver.
Hey, Stormy.
What would it take to Take On Me to play in the middle of your metal radio show?
Play what?
What?
I think Eris is having a stroke. I know there's no fiction tomorrow. Wednesday, it's either by Stormy or Marksman, and hosted fiction Thursday.
They're gonna fight, and whoever wins gets to post their fiction.
What are you working on? Got,
Wait,
oh,
there's
sorry,
an
Shimmer's not done.
unofficial Wave 10 thing tonight. It's not going to be formal or anything. If you swing by. There will be all sorts of unofficial fun.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/shiver_bathory.
That dude, yeah.
It will also be hosted on here, so if you want to catch it, it will be also be.
Oh
here.
no, this is unofficial. We'll be messing with settings and things. You don't want it unofficial.
It'll be on here soon. It'll be hosted on
Sorry,
here soon.
I'm trying
but
to
if you wanna
promote
check it
you,
out,
Shiver.
No,
check it out.
sorry.
Mr. Wang Fat, what
Well,
are
I'm
you
doing
working?
transcripts that I usually help out with. I don't think there's anything else I do that people will see. So
Nothing that
yet,
Wang Fat can talk about currently.
Not yet.
they made me sign an NDA and everything.
What was that? That one cut out
They
for
made
me.
me sign an NDA and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NDA on everything.
Yeah.
But Wang Fat is working on some really exciting things, people.
Things.
Really
and
exciting.
stuff.
Really exciting.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us.
Wait. No, hang on.
Oh, fine. I was gonna outro.
I
music.
had something I was going to mention.
Ben's over on
Oh.
Twitch right now playing Star
Ben is
Citizen.
on Twitch playing
Commander.
Wing Commander. Go check out Ben on twitch.tv/CIG community.
And if you're listening to
Uh,
the recording, you missed it.
You missed it. Also, this week,
won.
I'm going to put up a preview of an early access title called Factorio,
Factorio.
which, oh my god, go watch. Or play.
If you guys
or
ever
buy.
played with the mod Tekkit for Minecraft, it's the video game.
Yeah, just check out Factorio. It's amazing. Check out
Yeah,
Ben on
brilliant.
CIG community. Check out our content for the rest of the week. Get ready for PAX East.
Yep.
Get ready for Changed INN. Get ready for everything.
Whoa.
Except Eris's singing. David A. singing.
David A. David A.
A little smile on your face.
Oh, God. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Please come back next week, right here, twitch.tv/INN Live, for another episode of Inside the Verse.
We'll see you in the verse.
We'll see you in the verse. Goodbye.